Why does it look like that? Is there a way to... Nope, that's not what I wanted. It looks weird. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Now you're live.
Am I? Okay, let me
Yeah, you're live.
send... I don't know who to send everything to anymore because I don't know who's available for what. Okay.
I'm taking care of Brooke.
Oh, yeah, send that to her. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, so yeah, the only thing that I was thinking about, I don't know why it looks like I must have a filter on. I apologize. It looks very bright, light. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I'm sorry. I'm an elder millennial, so I don't know a lot about
Yeah, it
technology.
does. It looks like you've got ring light and backlight.
Yeah, I don't have either of those things. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry. No, I'm good. It's being very weird. So yeah, I guess the one thing I did want to talk about, because I made the video yesterday. Hi. Was about supposedly Sebastian is going to be playing Mick Jagger. I don't know why. I feel like it would make more sense for, like I said, Harry Styles. Wouldn't that make more sense? Seahawks girl. Yeah. Hey, Megan. Yeah, I don't, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of blows my mind here. This is really irritating me. How do I get rid of this filter? I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to have to not worry about it at all. And Selena Gomez is supposed to play Harry makes more sense. He does make more sense. And Selena Gomez is supposed to play, like, the female love interest. What's her name? Shit, I can't remember. Linda Ronstadt. Hey, Camilla. Linda Ronstadt. And that's a big age gap between the two of them. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the difference in age between Linda and... Nope, I don't want that. Linda and Mick, but I don't think it's what it is with these two. So I don't know. I don't get it. No offense to Seb, but he's too old. That's what I said too. He's too old to be playing that part of Mick Jagger in his prime. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he decided to take... Because to me, I feel like he should know better. Like, sir, you know that that's not the role for you. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Hey, is it Janessa or Janissa? Make sure I pronounce it right, so please let me know. Definitely not androgynous enough. Didn't he say he was done doing the physical transformations too? So that would be a pretty big physical transformation for him because he does not have the body type that Mick Jagger has. So, I don't know. It's weird to me. The extreme ones, yeah. Wouldn't that be an extreme one? Right? Like, I don't even, personal opinion, I don't even think he really looked like Tommy Lee when he did that transformation. Like, he just lost some weight. That's all I thought he did. Is there anything I like about Sebastian? No hate, curious. As a person or as an actor? I like his portrayal of Bucky Barnes. I think he does a good job at that. You'd be okay with Youngblood playing Mick Jagger. That would be a good choice, too. He would probably be... I think he's a little young, though. Isn't he in his 20s? I think the Rolling Stones started to kind of hit big... 28? Well, close then, because I think the Rolling Stones kind of hit big when Mick Jagger was, like, in his 30s. Is there anything I love... no, wait. We love Bucky here. Yes, we do. Mostly as a person. You know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you, and it's not just him. I don't really care for most celebrities in general as people, because most of them are not good or nice people. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. So it's not just him that I don't like. Like, I'm going off about Chris Evans too. So you looked it up. You can't not know things. The age difference between Mick and Linda was 3 years. Oh, okay. So not 10 to 15 like they're trying with Selena Gomez and him. You liked his role on Fresh. I think I don't like the character because he's a prick, but I think he did well in that movie. I don't think I have any complaints. The only thing, I didn't buy that his character was supposed to be a surgeon, but that was just me. I don't know. Do you like Mark Ruffalo? I don't see that he's done anything wrong. In fact, he seems all good. No, I don't like him either. Because I feel like, shut up and just like, just do your work, please. I don't care who votes for what and does. When it comes to celebrities and politics, I don't want to hear it. They have zero clue what the real world, like what's going on in the real world with real people. They have zero clue. I mean, I think he does do a little bit more, I don't even know what the word is. I don't know. But I feel like that with Chris Evans, too. He tried to get into the whole politics thing, too. And it's like, why? Why? You're a multimillionaire. What would you know about it? I don't know. AI. Debating celebrity casting choices. No. No, it keeps asking me to invite people as a guest. I don't want to do that right now. Yeah, I think he did good in Fresh. I didn't watch Pam and Tommy because I don't approve of that show. From what I've heard, he did fairly well in that, but I don't like Tommy Lee either, so I don't know. But it's a starting point. I feel like I don't think Chris Evans really even gives a shit about that anymore. I really don't. I think it's just at this point now he's like, well, now I have to do it. Now I have to actually, do things here and there. I don't think he gives a shit because that panel he just did in New York City, he barely even spoke. Granted, the topic probably wasn't a good topic for him to speak on anyway, but neither were any of none of the guests that they had on seemed appropriate either, so. You think Mark is more active, backs up his opinion, but yeah, I agree with them out of touch. How does he back up his opinion, Hawks? What do you think he backs it up with? It was all performative. What are we talking about? Oh, the starting point. I think Chris Evans' uncle is in politics, correct? This is what I'm remembering. So I think he kind of wanted to get into politics a little bit, but I don't think he knows anything about it either. None of them have any idea. A lot of these celebrities too, you have to remember, it's who knows who or who, whatever, who. These people, none of them struggled. None of them struggled, so they have no clue. Do I like Scarlett? I think she's amazing. I don't have any issues with Scarlett. I don't really. She hasn't seemed too problematic. She does come up in some of the blind items that I'm going to talk about today. But yeah, she doesn't seem too problematic. It seems like she tries to stay out of things, although she was married to Ryan Reynolds for a little while. But, we all make bad choices, I guess. You believe Chris is more conservative than he shows. Oh, hey, Em. I think most celebrities are. I said it last week. They have to play the game because politics and, politics and Hollywood are like this. They have to play the game. So they have to say certain things in order to get the parts that they want, in order to get the fame and the money that they want. So yeah, I am pretty sure most of Hollywood is conservative. Chris kept calling Gen Z kids on that New York event. Alba is Gen Z. It gave me such an ick. Somebody else pointed that out too, and I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't call her that. He's dropped the ball on the starting point. He is barely as active as he was. Well, wasn't a starting point, didn't that kind of begin during, around the time of COVID? He had nothing else to do. So that's probably why he was more active. I mean, I don't really know what he's doing now. But I think he had an idea and thought it was going to be interesting. There's a blind item, actually. I don't know if it's this week. There is a blind item. I feel like he might have had more hopes about how it was going to go, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to go, and now I think he's just done. She supports Woody Allen. Oh, you're right, I forgot. Damn it, Scarlett. What the fuck? He went to some rallies and does go around trying to stop that huge merger by collecting signatures. Are you talking about Mark Ruffalo? She's a big, big supporter. Still is to this day. Well, that's extremely disappointing. How? You know, what the fuck? No, I don't want that either. Oh, sorry. Hi, MG. Oh gosh, we're not going to get into that crap. That's enough. Okay? We're not going to get into that. Don't come in here debating politics, because I will be the first one to tell you both sides suck. They both suck. None of them care about us. Me, you, no, none of it. And neither do these celebrities. And that's my whole point. You guys, I just want to point this out. It says, handsome man invites you to co-host. No, thank you, handsome man. What the fuck? Shit. Yeah, don't come in here with politics or anything like that, because I will tell you that they're here. The thing is, both sides have had ample time to get stuff done, and neither one of them do it. So if you really truly believe one side is better than the other, I don't know. I have a bridge to sell you. Who's handsome man? I don't fucking know. No. He invited me to co-host, and no, I don't want, no thank you, handsome man. Ew. I don't know. I do, you guys, the blind items for this week get a little interesting for Chris Evans. I don't know if some of you know about his blind items and some of the rumors surrounding him, but they definitely get really, really interesting. I don't know. Yes, Hawksgirl would know all about that because she has helped. Yeah. Hawksgirl and Megan know all about them. You wish you didn't. Well, I don't feel like they're that horrible-ish. It could be worse, right? He always gave you the ick. I love Steve Rogers, not Chris Evans. I love Steve Rogers too. I actually just watched Captain America: Winter Soldier again yesterday, and yeah, I love Steve Rogers. What did I call him? It wasn't Simple Steve, because it's Simple Seb. Shit, I don't remember. She deep dove into Jenny Slate for us. Poor Jenny. Well, no, not poor Jenny, because she's a piece of shit too, because she supports Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Winter Soldier was one of the best of the MCU. Yeah, it really was. I watch it all the time. Again and again. To the point my kids are sick of me watching it. They're like, oh, there goes Mom again. There she goes again. Let's not forget there are two Chris Evans, an American one and a Briton. Hopefully we don't mix them up. Yeah, I know. Uh-oh. Live is restricted for some audiences. It says I harassed and bullied again? Who did I harass and bully? You're like Steve. He's self-righteous and judgmental. As compared to Tony Stark, who's just a prick. I don't know. My husband's the same about Winter Soldier. I tell her when there's no... Yeah. Your 4-year-old loves Bucky. My kids get irritated with me at this point. There goes Mom again. There she goes again. I don't know. Somebody said I'm restricted for 10 minutes. It said I'm restricted for 10 minutes. What does this say? Not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. I haven't even said anything. What have I said? Who did I bully? Okay. Well, if anything happens, and because somebody said I didn't bully anybody. I said everybody sucked for politics. Oh, well, okay, whatever. She says she wants to be like Yelena. Thunderbolts is her favorite. Yeah, I think my daughter likes Yelena too. Your husband's like the movie's on again. Yes, it is. There are other rooms you can watch TV in. Mine just watched with me. I was telling Mega last night that he came to this conclusion that because Steve Rogers is called America's ass, he goes, why doesn't he have a costume that just, shows his ass? I was like, I don't know. But that's a good question to ask. Close the live and open it again. It's happening again. Oh, God, no, not the song. He's been leeching off the good guy act. People think the MCU actors are like their characters. I agree. I've talked about that before, and I've made videos about that. You're watching Winter Soldier while I'm live and doing work. Wow, you can do 3 things at once. I can hardly do 1 thing at a time. Good for you. You know anything about the photos of Sebastian Stan from his manager's account? You're talking about the one with Annabelle wearing that yellow dress, right? I still don't know what to believe on that one because it sounds like a weird story, in my opinion. I don't know if I buy it because why would his manager allow some random ass fan to follow her personal Instagram account, and why would she share a photo? I don't know. None of it makes sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Because of RDJ being similar to Tony Stark. Yeah, Paul Rudd and Scott Lang, they're similar to each other. And who else did I say? Chris Hemsworth and Thor, their personalities are similar. So a lot of the time people get them confused. They just think that the character is who they are. And because we've seen them so often, people just assume like, oh yeah, they're such good guys, they would never do that. Yes, they would. Number 1, they're men. And number 2, they're celebrities. Don't put anything past them. You're amazed at how all the PR teams think we're stupid. Because the thing is, you got to remember, 10 to 15 years ago, the internet wasn't how it is now. So they were able to spin stories and make people believe whatever they want. But now, we all can talk to each other very, very easily and talk about how, that doesn't make sense. Did you guys see this? Wait a minute, what about that? So it's harder to spin these stories. And they don't know how to keep up with it. Like, these PR teams have no clue. They're like, shit, what do? We can't do the same thing we used to do, but they try. Text and other photos, too. One of Sebastian holding the bump. No, that was fake. That one was fake. Y'all, is it Seb's kid, truly? Yes, it's his. It's his. She's going to pop at the beginning of August, you guys. You're older than the internet. Well, the internet was around in the 70s. Are you older than that? Be honest, most of the fans won't believe us. They're Delulu. I know. I don't know, because I think that the fans still think that Hollywood is glitzy and glamorous, and these people are such kind and nice people. Whatever. You can't talk to some of them. It's split into extremes. Either people who don't believe it or people who believe everything. Yeah. 1978 MG. So yeah, maybe you're about the same age as the internet. How's that? August, that's Sebastian's birthday month. Yes, it is. Ironic how that happened, isn't it? Not like it was planned or anything. Yeah, August. Beginning of August. She's gonna pop. She might go early. I don't know. Excited to hear my theory. Which one? I have a lot. Not on your, you hope it's not on your birthday?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Sorry, I'm talking to Mega at the same time. Which one is so true? Haha. Yeah, which one? I have a lot of theories. I've talked about a lot of them too. Not a lot of people believe them, unfortunately. But that's okay. They don't have to believe my theories. They get mad at me for talking about my theories, but they don't have to believe me. I don't care. Whatever. So, with Chris Evans' blind items this week, you guys, I have to gosh, I'm already restricted. They're already mad at me about something. But I have to kind of do some wordplay. So if I stutter or if I take a minute, I apologize. Because I have to figure out how to say these things without getting banned off of TikTok, basically. So you haven't seen that. My theories? Which one haven't you seen? All right, anyway, I'm going to start because this would be nice if we could do this early. You believe that they broke up, then found out she was pregnant? Yeah, I think they're still broken up, but that's my theory. Even though I hear I take these with a grain of salt and listen and remember, but do not fully believe. Okay, whatever. The new blind items. So they haven't been confirmed. I think I know which one you're talking about. That hasn't been confirmed yet. I did put it in the unconfirmed blind items, but I am not there yet. Your theory is he tolerates Annabelle, wants a kid because tradition, but the real love of his life is his mother. You're probably pretty spot on with that. You were probably pretty spot on. I don't know. I'm going to start with the Chris Evans blind items, and we are starting off with a bang today. Maybe even literally. I don't know. And again, I know a lot of people seem to think that he gets confused with the newscaster. I'm telling you right now. Just listen. September 3rd, 2017. Wait until you see the BDSM photos of this superhero who fights Schnazzies. He's always had an interesting schmeck's life, but this one really takes it up a notch, and that is allegedly Chris Evans. I don't know about photos being thrown around because, I don't know, I feel like a scorned ex might have actually, at some point put those out there, but I don't know. But this is not the first one like this for him. And it's funny because Meg put a note in here and she said, this is interesting considering he looks so fucking vanilla. Well, he is the quintessential Boston white boy, so you never know. Yeah, hey, you know what though? Whatever floats his boat. As long, I'm going to say it again. It's just like what I said with Sebastian Stan when they were talking about like a praise kink or whatever. I don't know if he has that. I'm just saying what I read in the blind items, okay? You know what? As long as everybody is consensual, whatever. He was in Not Another Teen Movie. You're not shocked. I never watched that movie. I'll be honest with you. I never watched it. I like the soundtrack, though. As long as everyone's safe, sane, and consenting. Yeah, hey man, whatever. Not here to judge as long as both parties are consensual. Yeah, hey, whatever, man. Like I said, as long as everybody's having a good time and enjoying themselves, whatever, man. Whatever. It was raunchy. I didn't watch it. It'll explain so much. I don't know if I could stomach it. I never got into that or the Scary Movie franchise. I've never even, you guys are gonna like lose it when I say I've never even watched American Pie. I'm not into that kind of, I don't know, maybe it's the touch of the tism or something, but I've never been into that kind of comedy. It just doesn't make sense to me. So we talked about Scarlett Johansson, right? So, to each their own, don't act like it's gross if confronted. Okay. I won't do it. I won't do that. So we talked about Scarlett, and like I said, she comes up often in Chris Evans blind items. I don't know if you guys know, but there was always rumors that the two of them had been a thing-ish. On and off for a long time. September 16th, 2017. This A-list, mostly movie actress has a superhero franchise. She also has two men who know about each other. But there's a third guy who none of them knows about. The third guy is also a superhero who is a hookup partner our actress is madly in love with. Problem, that superhero has so much personal baggage going on right now that is about to explode and would envelope our actress. And this is allegedly Scarlett Johansson, Colin Jost, Kevin Yorn, and Chris Evans. ScarJo she started dating Colin in 2017, and at the same time, she was also dating her attorney, Kevin Yorn. Okay, Scarlett. And like I said, romance rumors have followed Sebastian, or not Sebastian. Why am I reading Sebastian on here? ScarJo, Chris Evans, since early 2000s. Meg's note is, ScarJo, I know you have better taste than this. My note was 3 at the same time, though. Good for her. So I don't know. Didn't she get divorced in 2017? She had a great time in 2017, okay? I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Colin won. I guess he did. Out of all of them, I don't know what she sees in him, but, you know, you thought Scarlett and Chris Evans were dating back then. Not now, because obviously they're both married. You thought they were dating back then. They never officially dated. We never actually found out if they officially dated. They always denied it, just good best friends. Which is interesting, because as far as we know, Scarlett was not at his wedding. Because there were photos of a couple of the Marvel cast members in Boston at the time of his wedding. She was not photoed that I know of. Yeah, she was not there. Sebastian also wasn't invited. I'm just saying. I think Chris didn't want any of his previous hookups at his wedding. I guess you can't blame him, right? Colin is not intimidated by her fame. He seems supportive of her. Yeah, that's good. That is good if that's how that is with him and her, because we all know Ryan Reynolds does not like his women to be more famous than him. So if she found someone who doesn't mind, that's good. They were at whose party? What party? What am I missing? I missed something. They were at her party. I don't know whose party we're talking about. There's photos of the 4 of them. Elba, Chris Evans, Scarlett, and one other guy. From what? Ryan and Chris are friends. Of course they are. He's been awfully quiet, though. Have you noticed? With all the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds stuff, Chris has decided to keep his mouth shut. Do you think it was Chris's choice or Alba for not inviting ScarJo? Excuse me. I would assume Chris. I don't think Alba really has much of a choice in a lot of decisions. Scarlett's party. They had dinner. Well, for like a birthday? Is that what we're talking about? Did you see the talk about the SNL jokes Colin was made to read out? About her? No, I don't think I have. And Chris Evans and Elizabeth Olsen. That's going to come up too, and I'm surprised because I didn't know about that. I don't remember who the 4th person was. So what? Okay, but what part? Like, was it Scarlett's birthday party? That's so weird considering Ryan and Scarlett being ex-husband and wife and ScarJo being friends. Well, with Chris. Well, are you really that surprised, though? It's, again, men. Hollywood men. Like, these, they're gross. They're gross. The SNL party. Okay, thank you. Honestly, with the lap dance Chris Evans did to Elizabeth, I can't find it hard to deny. You're talking about Ellen? On the Ellen show, I remember that. She was horrified. She's like, oh my God, get off of me. Jokes about her life and Scarlett, she said they were gross. I think it was her party that was before marriage. Photos I'm talking about was way before. Yeah, well, I also think that, like, I feel like Hollywood's a lot smaller than we think. And so, I mean, you're bound to probably hook up with everyone, if that's what you are so inclined to do if you're in Hollywood. Colin tried to get the co-host who wrote the jokes to apologize, but he wouldn't. I just wouldn't have read them. I'd have been like, no, I'm not doing that. It's a live show. So I would have just been like, no, I'll do something else. This is when Chris Evans was still showing Alba around. Yeah, when she was allowed to, be out in public still around other people. Mm-hmm. I know, people don't like when I say that. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. November 3rd, 2017. He had a lot going on that year. Apparently, the superhero with the very, very messy schmeck's life/love life has added to his issues. He has drama going on at home with some people living with him. He's been in touch with his actress ex who texted him photos of herself in bed. Oh, and the bed was in the trailer of her co-star. This made our superhero jealous, and he flew out to see the ex, and that is allegedly Chris Evans and Jenny Slate. They broke up at the beginning of 2017, got back together at the end of 2017. Jenny Slate was filming for Venom. So, I guess she was hooking up with a co-star. I don't know. The thing I found interesting in this, and this isn't the first time it's going to come up in these blind items, it said he has drama going on at home with some people living with him. Who's living with him? You know what I mean? Like, that's interesting. Who's living with him? It doesn't say family. So who the hell's living with him? And Mega, if you say one word about what you suggested to me again, I swear to God. I'm sorry. Sent me of Chris. Look. Yeah. Who the people living in there were. No. Colin tried. Oh, no, wait. Where are we? Did you see the photos you sent of Chris looking at Elizabeth Olsen? Did I? Yes, I did. I apologize. I'm just like, I get so many messages. Good morning, Madeline. We just started at 10, so you're not that late. I forgot she was in Venom too, and I've seen them, all of them. So, yeah, I forgot she was in there. There's rumors some guy's also living with him. Well... I can't say it. The guy's walking Dodger, and that is allegedly his boyfriend, Chris Evans. I mean, Sebastian. Oh God. Are there photos of this guy walking Chris's dog? If there's photos, send them to me. I want to see them. You went deep dive. Then you need to message me, MG, if you deep dived him a while back. A Tumblr thread about Chris Evans being... I don't know. I mean, if he is, he is. I'm not saying... I just want to see if there are photos of somebody walking his dog. What happened to the dog? Is it still around? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Everything since he's gotten married, I don't even know. Yeah, since he's gotten married, it's just been so weird. Like, it's almost like he's kind of fallen off the face of the earth and just shows up once in a while for press. It's very strange. It's very strange. No photos. Okay. He did a photo shoot with Dodger not long ago. Was it for like a dog food or something? I thought I heard something about that. He got so private. So some of that could possibly be because his fans have become so fucking psychotic. But I also do think, yeah, the dog food. But I also do think there's just something weird. I don't know. I really don't know why he's gotten quite like that, because he lives in Boston. Plenty of ways to, keep yourself safe without falling off the face of the earth. You love my hair? Thank you. It's actually kind of flat today, but thank you. Secretive. Yeah, there you go. Hawkeye said he didn't get private as much as secretive, which is odd. Oh, hey, Zesty, you made it. Zesty's in New York. She was, close to one of, the illiterate foreign-born superheroes. No, well, actually, no, I don't know if she is, but she's in New York right now. So weird. He used to post all the time, and now nothing. Yeah, I I don't know. I don't know. It is very strange. People keep hating his wife, and he's a coward who hides instead of defending her. I agree with you. I feel like he really could step up because, and we will be talking about Henry Cavill at some point too, but even Henry Cavill has told people to back off of his girlfriend, fiance, whatever she is right now. Like, even he's come forward and he's like, hey, knock the shit off. But just Chris Evans just stands there with his tail between his legs and doesn't say anything. It's very strange. My hair is very cute despite what I think. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stalking Sebastian. Don't say that. People are going to actually think I told you to do that now. Because they think I'm psycho. You think he's trying to avoid the Streisand effect with all of these blinds. Elaborate. He's on a media blackout, it seems. He's got his stuff on lockdown, and you get an NDA, and you get an NDA, and everyone gets an NDA. Everybody had to sign him at his wedding. The 2 weddings that they allegedly had. Everybody had to sign an NDA. Nobody could have their phones. Like, sir, you're not the fucking queen, like, King of England. Like, why couldn't people know what was going on at your wedding? It's so strange. He detailed everything. He deletes promos for recent movies after a while. Chris Evans is also a mama's boy. Yeah, a lot of these men are. You're on Long Island, not close to the shit show. Oh, good. Good. You're safe. The moment blinds become too loud and too true, he shows up. Well, maybe he'll show up again since we're talking about them. You don't like Henry, but at least he cares about his family, though. Yeah, he seems at least like he's like, leave her alone, leave my kid alone. Why does he want to be super private? I mean, he has look, he has the right to be private with most of his life. It's just, there is a very, very vast difference from what he was before he was married to after he was married. And it does not feel like it's because he's just trying to be a good, dutiful husband. It has a, I don't want to say sinister, but it just has like a darker feel to it. No phones equals no proof it happened or didn't, right? Like, it's just strange to me how, like, secretive they were about the weddings. They have 2, remember? Some comments have been filtered. Thank you for the new lexicon word. Oh no. Weird fans plus age, at least you think so. Alba is near Spain filming. Is she filming? I know she's doing that new A24 movie, right? Is that what she's filming for? That's all I've heard about. I also have a theory. It doesn't mean it's true because I don't know for sure. Because I have said before, everything she has been in the last few years, she signed up for prior to getting married. She has not signed up for anything new since being married. She has this new film coming out. I have a feeling she signed for a multi-picture deal with A24 because this is just another A24 film. This isn't, a new studio or anything. That's my theory anyway. Point is, if they want to be private, they would be. Look at Adele, for example. He's keeping everything on lockdown. The wedding would have been perfect for her image and boosted her career, but silence makes it obscure. That's what I'm saying, because she was an up and coming, right? Like, she wasn't super, super famous. She was up and coming. She had all these opportunities. He had opportunities to help her career too, and he never did. And I'm sure people are going to be like, well, he doesn't want to overshadow her. Help her. You could have helped her career. You didn't have to overshadow her. Plenty of Hollywood men are able to help their wives and support their wives or girlfriends without overshadowing them. He doesn't want her to be a working wife, Zesty says. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's what it is. Nobody's ever seen the kid. I don't know how they keep hiding her. Nobody saw a stroller. I don't hate that we haven't seen a kid because paparazzi's just fucking weird. Not seeing a stroller is odd, but hey, whatever. You don't know if it's true, but wasn't Chris Evans and Ella Baptiste's daughter's birth certificate leaked? Supposedly TMZ got a hold of it. I don't know how TMZ would have gotten a hold of it. There's no proof. People are saying Annabelle Walls contacted TMZ to break the baby news when it came out. I think Mega, did you and I discuss that? I know I discussed that with somebody. Yeah, we discussed that, and that was one of our theories as well, that she probably did that for reasons. He wants the wife and baby. Yeah, not to be a husband, Zesty says. Yes, there is. You can always tell a difference between a man who says he wants a wife and kids or one that says he wants to be a husband and a father. There's a difference. There's a very big difference, and then you can tell what kind of, man he is. Hi, Janet. We started at 10, but we're still going. She's way too new to be private. With him, it makes sense. Yeah, see, he should have found somebody closer to his age who would have probably not cared as much. But again, her career was up and coming, and then just like kind of stalled-ish. Sorry, it's not about the vast majority of fans causing problems. It's what's going on with Chris Evans and Ella Baptista. Silence of the wedding makes it look strange. Yes, it does. You don't remember a baby bump picture. The only thing I saw, somebody sent me, there were, I think, 2 photos of Elba at, I think, her sister's wedding, where she was in the wedding party. You can't see a whole lot. There could have been a bump. There could have, if you look hard enough, but yeah, that's all I've seen. You think it's good to not see the baby. Yeah, I don't mind at all. Someone from the hospital leaked the birth certificate. Ooh, I would hope they would sue. But damn, not a single picture of Ella being pregnant is impressive. I feel bad because it almost seems like she didn't even get to enjoy being pregnant. We wouldn't know. How would we know? We didn't even get to see her. How does a government document get in the hands of TMZ? I smell a stunt. That's why I'm saying, like, if that hospital leaked that, there would have been legal repercussions. We probably would have heard that. So I don't know. We might never see the kid unless they want. And that's fine. I don't have any issues with them, with the baby thing. But I don't really have an issue with that. The wedding thing to me was weird. Isn't Evans short in Hollywood money? Well, I know a lot of his recent projects have kind of stalled and flopped. So he probably does need money. That's why he's going back to Marvel. Annabelle stands to benefit much from that news, more so it makes sense, the theory of leaking the news. Yeah, and then ever since then, Sebastian has looked just fucking miserable. So I guess it does make sense. Oh, who said that? Darth Angel says he wants the appearance, of being a husband and a father, but still wants to cheat in peace. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Where's the lawsuit if someone from the hospital leaked it? Yes. Yeah, we would have heard that. So I don't know. I don't even know if that was real. The document that TMZ supposedly had, the birth certificate, I don't know. What's the big deal if we never see the baby, we don't see Scarlett's kids, and nobody throws a fit? I have said I don't care if we don't see the baby. I don't have a problem with not seeing his kid. His recent movies have not been great. I don't know why he keeps picking the roles he's picking. I do think Chris Evans can act. I think he can be a good actor. I don't know why he keeps picking these stupid roles. Maybe it's because it's easier for him, because he doesn't have to put as much effort into playing these stupid dude bro frat-ish, ish role. I don't know. I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about the people complaining we've never seen the kid. Their whole relationship is weird. It was kind of ick how he launched it on Instagram, the videos. You don't understand. They want to stay private, but give info to TMZ. That secret brunette he's been seeing with is Tara. Yeah, supposedly, allegedly. There's a lot of gaps and inconsistency. You think that's why it's always talked about. It's not about seeing a kid. There you go. That explains it well. We did see ScarJo's kids, though, rarely, but we see them. Yeah, if you can find anything on Elba, you can send it. Honey Don't was terrible. I haven't watched that. Again, no interest. Okay. Oh, I'm going to go on to the next blind item. I think we talked about something like this last week. December 27th, Merry Christmas, 2017. This A-list superhero has been hiding his secret schmeck's life and possible pregnant one-night stand. Apparently, this B-plus list actress found out all about it. She is a bit of a talker, though, so the next thing you know, the superhero starts dating her again. This is allegedly Chris Evans and Jenny Slate. Last week, I think somebody was asking, gee, how did they sleep around this much without getting somebody pregnant? Allegedly. But this would be around the time they were back together again, around this time. So she keeps his secrets very well, I think. Jenny Slate keeps them very, very well. You asked it. Purple, you asked about that. See? There you go. Now it's been answered. You wouldn't say anything about it. We don't do anything. Claimed it was... Oh, wait, that's going too fast. I claimed it was the flu. That was you wondering how they didn't have many illegitimate kids. Yes, yeah, below. That's right, you asked that too. Yeah, well, maybe they do. Maybe they have more than we know about. There was an interview when the cast made a joke about Chris having a kid he doesn't know about. Oh my God, I remember that. Because all the rest of them had kids. And they were like, well, he doesn't have any. Or he said he didn't have any. He's the only one that didn't have any. And they were like, well, that you know of. Oh, I forgot about that. Shit, the cast even called him out. Everything glitched. You have no idea what the blind item was. I'll reread it for you, Madeline. December 27, 2017, this A-list superhero has been hiding his secret schmeck's life and possible pregnant one-night stand. Apparently, this B-plus list actress found out all about it. She's a bit of a talker, so the next thing you know, the superhero starts dating her again. Allegedly, Chris Evans and Jenny Slate. Oops. They pay to make the problem go away. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them do. Apparently, birth certificates are public records in MA, but still nobody saw the marriage license, right? I feel like a marriage license would be a lot easier to get a hold of than that. He said, except this guy, and they joked. Yeah. A kid never appeared because Disney has a really good team to cover things and erase. You know, I used to think the same thing, but then after everything happened with Jonathan Majors, I feel like Disney could have done something. I'm not saying they should have, by any means. But I feel like Disney could have, and they didn't. So I don't know if they really can't erase as much as we think, or if they just didn't care in that case. What you heard from people in Portugal, there was a wedding for Chris Evans and Alba Baptistos, who you were talking about, yes? Anthony joked about Chris having too much fun at the weekend, too. Well, Anthony probably did, too. So I'm sure they both did. His PR team is not doing a very good job. Evans was a bigger star for them, though. That's true, Zesty. That's very true. He was a bigger star for a longer time. It's where the birth certificate leaked, and then all of a sudden he's back in the MCU and he has a baby. Well, that's probably because all of his movies were doing shit after Marvel. Which, again, I don't know why he picked such horrible... I don't know why he picks such horrible roles. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's his agent telling him to do these roles. I do, like I said it last week, I do think Defending Jacob was good. So if he kind of went that route and continued, I think he would have done well. But I don't know. He said he wanted to be home and he's done with movies. Yeah, he said that after Marvel, but Knives Out was great. Knives Out was a good movie. Again, though, his character in that movie, I mean, was that a character or was that him? I feel like he just played himself. So, again, an easy role for him. You wouldn't judge him if he were back in the MCU if he said he didn't want to return. You think he's secretly self-destructive like we can all be at sometimes. Yeah, you could. I can see that. I agree with you. I can't see. Is it Trish for you? Yeah, I can see that too. Are there any good roles out there? Everything seems so bland lately. Yo-Yo, I am right there with you. Hollywood has just been turning out the worst shit lately. I don't know. I even tried to get into that Heated Rivalry show because I love hockey. And I loved shows like Queer as Folk and Oz. I tried to get into that. I couldn't even get into that. I don't get the hype. I was so bored. I'm like, how is this interesting for people? I am going to try that off-campus show, though. That one looks interesting. He turned down Marvel loads of times because he said it was too big of a commitment. Well, it worked for him, though. Hollywood is collapsing, though. People are over the fanfare and glamorization of it. Hollywood's having a real hard time. What was it? Iron Lung from Markiplier, right? That made a lot of money. Was not made by Hollywood. That was funded all by him from the YouTuber. And then that other movie that came out, Obsession, that's doing really well. Again, that was not Hollywood that made that movie. That was more of like an indie thing. These are the movies that are doing better. The Hollywood, the big Hollywood, I don't know what they're doing. Like The Devil Wears Prada 2, what the fuck was that? They keep remaking things instead of creating new movies because they think that it's going to make money. And then it doesn't make money. And then they don't understand why it's not making money. Hey, Marie, I'm glad you're here. But now he loves the money. I mean, who wouldn't love the money? Heat a Rivalry was based on a Wattpad fanfic, though. Wasn't it based on a Stucky fanfiction? Isn't that what it was based on? I wish they had that chemistry that that Steve and Bucky had, but they don't. Yeah, we're talking about Chris Evans. Cap is his biggest role. He'll always be famous like Daniel is Harry Potter. Yeah, and you know what? Daniel Radcliffe doesn't seem to hate that. He seems to embrace it. And so does, what's his name? It's not going to come to me, of course. Draco. What's his name? Tom Felton. You're going to be honest. The only new MCU movie you liked is Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, in my opinion, was horribly miscast, the entire cast, so I didn't even bother. I'm going to have to sit through it and endure it because of Doomsday. I thought Thunderbolts was good. It felt like there was a lot of things missing. I don't think they should have focused on Yelena. I think they should have focused on the team. And again, I like Yelena. I don't think she should have been the leader. I think that the leaders would have made more sense to be John Walker and Bucky Barnes, but that's a whole nother story. Yes, it's a Stucky fanfic. If only they had that chemistry. I didn't see the chemistry in Heated Rivalry. I really tried. All right, I'm gonna go on to the next one. Okay, March 22nd, 2018. Apparently, this A-list, mostly movie actor who is a superhero is not concerned about what his now ex, who also used to be an ex, is going to spill about his crazy schmeck's life and living arrangements. Even as much as she wanted to be with him, the actress just couldn't handle it any longer. She's a talker, though, so I hope she didn't sign anything. Allegedly, Chris Evans and Jenny Slate. Again, living arrangements. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? And Mega, I see you laughing already. Stop laughing. Oh, no. Mega has a theory on what she thinks his living arrangement, like what she thinks that's all about. If you want to put it in the chat, you go right ahead. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to get in trouble. Marvel just did a bad job with Anthony. It could have been great. Better script. Are we talking about Captain America Brave New World? I agree with you. And I have made multiple videos about how I think they treat Sam so poorly. Oh, see, Mega, they want you to spill the tea. They want you to spill the tea. Yeah, I don't know. She has a theory about who she thinks these living arrangements are. Because she said it to me, and then I just was like, well, that was not at all where I thought I was going. Everybody buy up in Hollywood. They probably are. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of them in Hollywood are, which is fine. I don't have an issue. Brave New World was cut a lot. It was supposed to be more interesting. You could tell they had a lot of reshoots for Brave New World. It was bad. And Anthony Mackie should be pissed. He deserved better. What was the blind about him and living arrangement? This is 2 now that talk about his interesting or different living arrangements. I don't know. You think he likes to have you live in your own room, no touching unless he needs you. Well, I mean, that's kind of close to what Mega suggested. They're all wait. I can't hear you. Hold on. What are you saying over here? Are you not able to type it in?
I've put it in twice. Can no one see it?
No. Okay, so it won't allow it. Okay.
People in his Schmeck's dungeon.
I don't know if they can hear that. Well, we haven't gotten to that blind item yet, so they might not even understand. No, she's saying, he might have some, friends that he plays with living with him. I don't know if that's even making sense. If we get to that blind item, it'll make a little bit more sense. Oh, God. His own 50 Shades. There you go. We're getting closer now. The dungeon. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's what she thinks his living arrangement. He has people living with him. Interesting living arrangements. You thought the dungeon blind was about the UK, Chris? Did you? Did you think that really? Even after what we've been talking about? He sold a house and had a dungeon in it. Did he? Yeah, I'm sure him and a lot of other people probably have that same thing. But the blinds don't refer to a newscaster, unfortunately. It's a little dark on that end. I don't yuck his young as long as people are enjoying it. That's what we said earlier. Like, hey, man, as long as everybody's consensual and having a good time, you do you. I didn't even see. I was even good about the peanut butter thing with that I talked about the other day in that video. The peanut butter. So, whatever you want to do. I don't know. I don't know. If you looked at the articles, you'd see it's not the same about the UK and then Chris Evans, yeah. That dungeon thing is crazy. Wait, you're almost 45. That thing is still so active that way. Jeez. Probably not purple. There's probably a pill. Not the peanut butter. Yep, the peanut butter. Oh, AMF, you got to go look at my video about Sebastian Stan. Do not re-traumatize me. I'm the one she said that to. Yeah. Mega was the one that I saw that video again, and I was like, I'm going to send this to a friend of mine. And then 2 days later, that article of Sebastian Stan talking about spreading peanut butter on anything, and he will eat it, came out, and I was just like, oh my God. Please don't say that. Peanut butter in the peas is all Sebastian needs. You guys, stop. Sorry, Mega, they brought out the peanut butter. You saw that peanut butter thing while you were having lunch. I'm sorry. You know what? I actually think I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich later that day. I'm not even kidding. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on from the peanut butter, you guys. Okay, I'm going to do the next blind item. September 19th, 2018. It is interesting to me that this A+ / A-list mostly movie actress who does not have an Oscar nomination always spends the night with this A+ / A-list mostly movie actor, but never with the a-hole late night guy. And that is allegedly Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, and Colin Jost. Poor Colin, I guess. I mean, granted, if you had to pick between the two, I don't know. I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer because it's just gross. Anthony did say Sebastian has packets of peanut butter on set to eat. Did he say that? Is that real? Has he said that? Shut up.
Sebastian does almond butter.
Almond butter. Okay, no, see. But, well, that's...
When he's gotta be Bucky, it's almond butter.
But that's close. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. You already got the idea. I like myself before I knew. No, AMF, you have to go watch the whole video. There's a whole story that goes along with it. I'm telling you right now. Oh, not the chair. Yep, the chair. The chair and the peanut butter and the peas, you guys. See, at least this is fun. Like, people get so pissed off at me for talking shit about these guys. Sometimes we just have fun. I know he's filming there. Oh no, I hit a button again. Okay. Even in New York City at the Mother Mary premiere, nobody saw Alba and the kid together. Well, I don't think she's going to bring a baby to a premiere. I wouldn't bring a baby to a premiere either. Excuse me. So I don't blame her on that one. They rarely didn't talk to her, though. AMF, wait, you missed the convo. Which convo? There's so many that happen. I'm telling you, you have to go watch that video that I made. There's a whole story behind it. You have to hear the whole story for it. The chair, the peanut butter, and the peas. What's wrong with us, you guys? She got an interview at the premiere. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes, not even. Go look at the peanut butter. See, Zesty said go look at the peanut butter video. It's hilarious. You want to forget that one. No, come on. You have to go watch that. He sits in the chair, eats the peanut butter with the peas on his... Mega, you know what? No, don't do this to me. Okay. How are you telling me that I'm... Okay, hang on. We're sick of the men's BS. That's what's wrong with us. That's right. That is right. We're sick of it. We're just sick of it. You almost choked on a gummy bear. Zesty, calm down. Oh. Anyway. Okay. February 26, 2019, the next blind item. This Oscar hero has been sexting his ex for the past month, even though she's in a relationship with someone new. This is allegedly Chris Evans. Jenny Slate began dating her current husband, Ben, I don't even know, Shatuk? They got engaged late 2019, so she was with her husband while her ex was sexting her. What a nice guy. R.I.P. Zesty. You're supposed to chew. Breathe through your nose. How's that one? Breathe through your nose. As a man, I think I'm lucky to be here to learn how not to act. Yes. Yes. You are very lucky to be here. Learn from it. Sexting. Okay, that explains the videos on his camera roll. Oh, are you... Was that 2019? Is that when that happened? Oh. We'll get there at some point. I don't know. All right, you guys. Here's the big one that I think a lot of people remember. And this is the one that everybody's like, no, it was that other guy. No. Because from all of these other ones, it's very clearly talking about Chris Evans, the superhero. Well, he's not the superhero. May 3rd, 2019. This A-list, mostly movie actor / superhero / frequent poster to social media spent nearly $100K on his Schmeck's dungeon, and that is allegedly Chris Evans. $100K. I wonder what he has in there. I don't want to personally see it, but I'm just mildly curious on what you would spend $100K on. I mean, I guess you could. I swear to God, Mega. Breathe through your nose. Chris Evans to Sebastian Stan. Oh my God. Oh my God. You refuse to believe this one. You don't have to believe it. Totally fine. Totally fine. You don't have to. I wouldn't put it past him. And I am still thinking about what you would spend $100K on. I mean, I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to shut up now. Your astrology girlies know the dungeon thing makes sense to him. Look at his birth chart. Very true. You read 50 Shades, you want to read. June Gemini. What's wrong with June Geminis? What's wrong with June Geminis? What are you trying to say? Are we into some shit like that? Well, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to shut up right now. Male June Geminis. Oh, thanks. Yes, Mega. Yes, yesterday was my birthday. I am a June Gemini. Yep. And I love being a June Gemini, so. That was him. They said it was the other Chris Evans from England. Yeah, well, that's what they wanted you to think. He spent God only knows in phones for girls. Marissa blind items. Yes, I remember that one. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's why I watched Winter Soldier yesterday, because it was my birthday. And I was like, it's my birthday. This is what I get. Because my husband was like, why are we watching this again? And I was like, listen, it's my birthday. And he went, oh, yep. Gemini women are the best. Gemini men, Jesus Christ. Yes, I dated one once. I agree with you. I have no interest in ever being around a Gemini man again. My husband is an Aquarius. It's great. He's great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the birthday wishes. That's why I didn't do live yesterday, so I apologize. I try and do Wednesdays as much as possible, but yesterday I was busy. I went to Yankee Candle, and I got a free candle. And then I went to, where else did I go? I went to Build-A-Bear because I wanted a pineapple pig, and I got my pineapple pig. I'd show you, but it's in my room, and my husband is sleeping. And then I got a free brownie. Yeah, I got a bunch of free fun stuff. And then I went and saw my youngest. She had a chorus concert at her school. And then I went there and watched her sing. And then I cried while I was there. I feel like everyone says that about every sign from men. Well, he's the 13th. Oh, shit. We're 10 days apart. Jesus. I have two. I have a son and I have a daughter. My son turned 13. My daughter is about to turn 10. And that is all I will talk about on this app regarding my kids. So. All right. Hey, you know what? Chris Evans actually has a kindness blind item, you guys. He has a kindness one. We didn't have one for Sebastian Stan. We have one for Chris Evans. This is actually kind of nice. January 6th, 2020. This is a Golden Globes blind item. This A-list superhero came to the rescue of a couple who had accidentally left a party with a no return policy, no re-entry policy. They were being denied, and the superhero begged and pleaded and I can't even say that, until the couple was allowed back in. Chris Evans. It's allegedly Chris Evans. That's a stark contrast from the first blind item we read, where he didn't even want to pay the $150 bill for those women when they didn't want to talk to him. But I think that's nice. That was nice of him to try and get those people back in. He didn't have to do that, you know, so you feel like Chris Evans is kind, but not in his intimate life. Well, I mean, he could be. I don't know. But I thought that was nice. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of kindness celebrity blind items. So then when you hear one, it is nice to those men in 13. You know what, Zesty? That was, isn't that Sebastian Stan's birthday, right? The 13th in August? Somebody told me that.
Yep.
That's supposed to be a lucky number. What the fuck are they doing? What the fuck? Arguing is for free. Well, you know what? As a Gemini, I also would probably talk my way into that too. I'd be like, hey, talk somebody into letting them back in. We tend to do that. We like to talk. You're a 13, but you're nice, honestly. I believe you. I believe you. We talked about that before. Yeah, the 13s. 13 is all over the place. Yeah, well, in numerology. Your dad has a birthday same day as Sebastian. And you're 31. Oh, you're a 31. Instead of 13. That's right, you're the opposite. That's a 13 though, kind of. I'm a 3. I'm just a 3. I don't know. I don't know numerology. I haven't done numerology. Zesty, you'll have to let me know what a 3 is. Your husband is a 13, but a Capricorn, so he's slightly stable. You'll have to let me know what a 3 is, because I don't know much. Slightly. Okay. July 17th, 2020. Don't believe the hype. This current superhero is not shacking up with or SAing the underage celebrity offspring of 2 A-listers. Now, if it were the foreign-born former superhero, we could have a different discussion. This is allegedly Chris Evans, Kaia Gerber, and Henry Cavill. Let me explain this in case you didn't understand. They are saying that Chris Evans has had no affiliation with this girl whatsoever. Apparently, she's young. Apparently, there was a rumor going around, but this blind item is saying he had nothing to do with that. It did bring up Henry Cavill. We will eventually get to that man and his preferences, too. Don't you worry. But, ew. But yeah, there has been no connection between the two of them. The only thing that Mega could find was that she was in this Kaia Gerber was in Mother Mary with Alba Baptista, which just came out. And this blind item is from 2020. So, I don't think he had nothing to do with her. Blind item is making that very, very clear. Age calves and his young women. Yeah, unfortunately, you were told, Below was told he was a nightmare by your female classmates back in 2008 in high school. Libra. It's like, oh no. Chris Evans concerned about his public image. He's always a gentleman when there are cameras or people around, Purple said. I don't think there were cameras around during that kindness blind item, though, because it sounded like they were at like an after party that they couldn't get re-entry into. So, I mean, but like I said, we're Geminis, so if you tell us we can't do something, then we're going to prove you wrong. So, actors act even when cameras aren't around. Yeah, you're right, Below. It is eerie. It's weird. Have I seen how miserable Henry Cavill looks? You love that. Love that for him. Love that for him. I've heard some people say, I haven't seen anything super recent. I know he's filming right now. But a couple people have asked me if I've seen recent photos, and I haven't seen recent photos. He's aging like Sebastian Stan. Oh. See, a lot of these men, they bank on their good looks for a long time, and they think that that's going to get them through Hollywood. And then when those good looks start to fade, well, this is what happens. Don't have kids in your 40s, guys. Yeah, don't do that. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, you know what? If you want to do it, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not my cup of tea. Are we talking about Chris Pine? It's a 15-year age gap, and they started dating 3 years ago. Are we talking about Chris Pine? Ooh. Gemini is twins, 2 sides of personality. No, is that how it is? Well, yes, because I can be a huge bitch, but then I can also feel really bad and be really nice to people too. So most of us don't care about ourselves either, so that doesn't help. Most men, is that what you're saying, or just people in general? Yeah, most men usually don't. Chris Pine looks better now. He recovered after Annabelle Wallace. Oh. And they're having babies in their 40s. The lack of sleep isn't helping. That's very true. I could not imagine. I'm tired now, and my kids are older, so you were the biggest Henry Cav girly. He broke your heart being a piece of shit. Oh, I know. Well, for men, 40 is not old. For themselves or to date 40-year-olds. They will just marry someone young and have kids. Well, further. Mega, what are we talking about? I just missed something. You're talking about they're swimmers.
Old for a man.
Old for a man. Oh. Most men, yes. Okay, below. Yeah, you're right. Most men don't care. And they don't keep up with themselves. And then they wonder, they're like, I don't know why my wife doesn't want to sleep with me anymore. And it's like, dude, you were like, hey, cool, he's cool. And then you heard about the young girl thing. Pine looks like a bodyguard next to his current girlfriend. Ooh. It's okay, you recover. You just objectify him now like he does to younger women. I'm telling you, just start doing that with these Hollywood men. I know that's probably the worst advice to give, but just do that. And make sure that you stop objectifying them by like 45. Just start doing that. Be like, oh no, I'm sorry, you're too old. Probably doesn't work anymore, so you're a little too old for me now. Just start doing that to them. At least her frontal lobe was developed when they started dating. Excuse me. Isn't it an improvement from now? And he didn't give a fuck about what was said about Annabelle Wallis. Are we talking about Chris Pine? I think the recent blind
Chris Pine.
Okay.
Being a bodyguard for his new girlfriend.
Well, yeah. Yeah, at least I guess he cared about her. Do I think the recent blind item is about Chris Evans? It matches the blinds from November. I'm going to put it in with the unconfirmed ones when I go over those ones. It could be. I do feel like that there is a pretty good chance that it's him. I don't know if they were talking about it being that Tara girl with him or somebody else. I don't know. As a man objectifying other older actor men feels like karma for them. Excuse me. Pine looks like he's been on Survivor. No, he looks better now, though. Why are all the Chris's weird? I mean, they're in Hollywood, so... Having daughter. All of them are having daughters. You know why? Well, you know why. That's their karma. That's their karma. But Tara's not in her mid-30s. She's a year older than Chris. Excuse me. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's the same. I have a brother with the exact same name. Chris? Oh, no. No, Marie, she said, except for Hemsworth, she doesn't know if he's weird. I don't think Hemsworth is weird, but I don't know. He seems fairly tame in comparison to most of these men. I don't know if Tara is married. You don't like the idea of daughters being karma. Mind explaining why? I'm not... What I'm explaining is men who tend to objectify women and treat them poorly tend to have girls later in life when they have kids, because that's kind of the world's way of teaching them a lesson. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I'm just saying when men like that have girls, that's usually their karma coming back around to them, because now your kid is going to have to deal with men like you. Now you're gonna see what that was like. Tara has one child. How do you think Sebastian Stan will be, a boy dad or a daughter dad? What matches him more? If you would have asked me last year, because I will be honest with you, I did, I think I talked about this. I did a tarot pull for a different platform back in September. And back then, the cards showed, I'm not saying this is true, okay? But the cards showed that he was going to become a father. And I remember everybody was like, no, he doesn't want kids. He's not going to have kids. And I was like, I know, but this is what it's showing. And it said daughter in those cards. So if you would have asked me last year, I would have said daughter. But this year, just some things have kind of changed, so I'm not sure. But I do think a daughter is supposed to be his karma. And I don't mean it by a bad way. It seems that blinds come out about Chris Evans when Elba isn't around. Isn't she currently filming? That's true. Sort of like Annabelle talking about being a role model for what females should accept in relationships. Yeah. She's not a role model for what women should accept in a relationship. Or maybe a way to show how to treat women properly. Yeah, that's why I said they tend to have girls, because then they learn. They're like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have been like that back in the day. You overheard that women who reach O are more likely to have male babies, so it speaks to skills. Well, according to my research, I would agree with you on that, but I don't know if that's for everybody. Just saying. My stuff worked. You believe that Chris Evans' PR team saw that Alba wasn't seen in a long time. Yeah, and then they brought her out for the premiere. For a movie she was in for like a minute. They had to show. Bye, Rosie? Yeah, they had to bring her out and show that she was still there, alive, I guess. All right, let's go on to the next blind item. Oh. See, and you guys, I'm telling you, all of these, they all confirm Evans and the rough stuff. August 22nd, 2020. This foreign-born A-list, mostly movie actress, has told her friends she has hooked up with this A+/A-list superhero. Apparently, he likes things a little rougher than she's used to, but he didn't smell like beer and cigarettes like her actor ex. This is allegedly Lily James, Chris Evans, and Matt Smith. Lily James dated Matt Smith for 5 years. They broke up in 2019, and her and Chris Evans were spotted together multiple times during the summer of 2020. I feel kind of bad that that's the, like, she's like, well, the lesser of two evils here. Although it doesn't sound like she didn't enjoy it. It just sounded like it was a little more than she was used to, I guess. I don't know. They watch your videos. You're giving them free advice. Oh, yeah. I hope they have better things to do. Maybe Annabelle has twins. That's why the tarot has changed. Well, in my opinion, the tarot changed because they weren't supposed to have this baby together. Do we have new pics of Annabelle and Sebastian? No, they're laying low. And Meg and I were talking about that. I did hear that what I heard was they're working on damage control right now because Can did not go the way that they thought it would go. I don't know what way they thought it was going to go. But, you know, Lily James, I think they meant her other ex, Jamie Campbell Bauer. I feel like Matt Smith would be hilarious to party with, just saying. He probably would. You really like Matt Smith as Doctor Who. You guys are going to lose it again. I've never watched Doctor Who. Lily James did not date Jamie Campbell Bauer. I didn't think so either. I thought it was Matt Smith. She was with him for a long time. Oh, that was Lily Collins. Lily James was also on Pam and Tommy alongside Sebastian Stan. She was also, I believe, in one of the blind items as well with him. And there were rumors that they hooked up also. So I guess him and Chris just like to share. I don't know. I could be wrong. PR teams are reportedly scrambling, hence the Esquire release. That was weird. And came out of nowhere. The Esquire magazine. But yeah, there's support. Yeah, that's what I heard. They're reportedly scrambling. They're trying to do some kind of damage control. I don't know what they could do. But hey, whatever. There's pap photos of Sebastian Stan, Annabelle Wallis, and Lily James at lunch together. I know. Imagine that. Imagine him there with the two of them. Lily and Chris were spotted in London during COVID in a park. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan sharing girls and spit, apparently. Yep, probably. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. September 13th, 2020, the next blind item. It wasn't a specific person the A+ list superhero had taken the photo for. The actor known for his Schmeck's Dungeon has sent the photo to many of the women he is hooked up with, plus others. The comic actress has seen it before, so he has been sending it out at least that long. Allegedly, Chris Evans and Jenny Slate. What is that? Women he's hooked up with plus others? Does that mean... What does that mean? Why leave it at that? You could have just said men also. Just say it out loud. I don't know. Was this the time that he also, I think this is around the time that photo came out, where it was an accidental leak of his manhood to Instagram when he was playing a game. Oh, I felt bad for him, though. I did feel bad for him. He shared a video of him playing a game with friends, and at the end of the video, it showed his camera reel because he had an iPhone. And on the camera reel was a photo, a photo of his manhood. And he did not intentionally share that at all. And he didn't realize that it got out until a bunch of people were like, hey, do you know we all just saw, And then he took it down as soon as he found out. I did feel really bad for him because that's really embarrassing. Hold on, I gotta go back. It's kind of wild, but also possible, which is trippy. Ooh, you can't look at peanut butter. Why are we still talking about the peanut butter? Stop. Accidentally, my ass. Oh, well. Imagine dating Sebastian Stan and you have a peanut butter allergy. Guys, why did we bring this back up? Is it because of Chris Evans? Oh, my gay ass is okay without seeing that. Are we talking about the photo of it? Stop talking about the peanut butter. I did not. You have to Google Chris Evans leak now. I have not seen it. I am still kind of. When I talked about the Pam and Tommy thing, I talked about how that video was not supposed to be seen by the general public. So no, I have not seen that video. This is along the same, lines as that. That was not meant for public consumption, so I have not gone looking for it, but I have heard, I've heard it's impressive, so there you go. I don't know. He made one statement after just saying, now he's got your attention, go vote. Yeah, I did see that one. That was funny. I like that he could at least, laugh it off and make a joke. You're on vacation. You got time. Oh, boy. Your friend sent it to you. Oh. What a good friend. Hey, look what I found. It's not that big of a deal. I guess it's buzz because it's Chris Evans. You've heard it was quite an ob. You haven't seen it either. Yep, I have not seen it. Do we have events in the summer so we will see more red carpet pics? No, I don't think so. Annabelle Wallace has a movie supposedly coming out in September. I don't know if she's going to be there, though, because baby will be here by then. And then I know Doomsday comes out in December. So that's all I know of. How do you think, what did Sebastian Stan and Annabelle expect from Can, and what exactly damage control is going on now? I think they expected more excitement and buzz around the pregnancy, and literally nobody cared. Like, nobody cared. They already did all those pap walks. Everybody already knew. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do now. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Who the fuck knows what those people do? All right, I have one more blind item for today. Don't worry, we still have a lot more. These are still just back in 2020. But I have one more. December 14th, 2020, this foreign-born A-list mostly movie actress is already making plans to move on from the alcoholic A-lister and get one of the A-plus listers she's going to film with to be a replacement. And this is allegedly Ana de Armas and Ben Affleck and either Ryan Gosling or Chris Evans. Wow. That's nice of her. There were a lot of rumors about Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. And again, there we go with Sebastian Stan as well. So yes, they apparently I don't know. Maybe they have more similar tastes than we thought they did. Hands off on her. Their chemistry was worse than normal. Yeah, a lot of people noticed that. I think they wanted to announce pregnant Nick Can, but it was late and it backfired because he was so checked out of it. Yeah, he's checked out. He really is checked out of the whole pregnancy thing. You'll die on the hill that Chris Evans only did Ghosted so he could hook up with Ana de Armas in peace. I could see that. I won't disagree with you. He tried to kiss her, but she didn't even look at him. Oh, I know. I still feel bad. Every time I think about that moment, I actually feel really bad. Like, girl, you could have at least given him your cheek. Like, use it to your advantage. He just looked miserable. He's looked miserable since that news has leaked, so that's the point everybody knows since March. Yeah, so that's why I feel like they expected there to be more buzz, more excitement. There was buzz and excitement with what's his name, Dylan Sprouse and his wife. I apologize, but she's the model. There was a lot of buzz for them, and I think people already knew that she was pregnant as well, but they're more famous, so I think that's why. I don't know. If she doesn't like him, then don't let him kiss you. Well, then don't go on the red carpet with them if you don't like him. Like, he looked happier when he wasn't with her. Well,
You don't like him?
huh? Don't be with him if you don't like him? Is that what you said?
Don't have a baby with him if you don't like
yes.
him.
Also, yes, that's what Mega said. Also, don't have a baby with him if you don't like him then. She also looks so much better than him. I bet that's why she didn't want to walk with him all the time. Well, I don't know what's going on with him. I really don't. Like, wasn't there an article that just came out, right? There was some promo, the watch promo. And the photos are old. They're from like February or something. And he has all his hair, full head of hair, and he looks present, and he looks good in those photos. But again, the baby news leaked in March, and ever since then, that's when he's looked miserable, so I don't know. Sebastian Stan didn't once touch, her bump. Yeah. I mean, Cartier. Yep, that whole thing is so strange to me. Okay. Yeah, he had hair in his old stylist then. Yeah, so, yeah. He probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that stylist, because I don't know what's going on now. It's honestly sad. There's women out there that would be with him and not do that. Well, okay. So again, he's in Hollywood. And I know that people think, he can get any woman he wants. He's mid-40s. And all of the younger women are going to want to be with men their age, not men in their 40s. And all of the women around his age, most of them are already in relationships, have kids, so like really, what other options did he have? I know people don't like hearing that, and I know people are going to be angry with me, and I'm not saying that like he's like, I'm not like, he's ugly, nobody would want him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's different in Hollywood with men. I know, again, he can get anybody he wants. Women in their 20s and 30s are not going for 40-plus-year-old men in Hollywood. They're not. They're just not. I mean, unless you're Hugh Hefner and you're 85 years old. But, like, he's not that famous. He's not that rich. Doesn't have the options that, like, Chris Evans would have. We will get into somewhat Chris Evans and Elva Baptista and their relationship and how that may have began. But Below says, why is he always bald? It really doesn't suit him. Below, I don't know I thought I told you my theory on that one. I will message you because people get mad at me when I talk about them on videos and in live. I'll message you on why I think he's always bald lately. Whoever his new stylist is, those clothes and suits are not doing him favors. They all look so oversized on him, which makes him look bigger. He's not that big because, I mean, we've seen pictures of him, the paparazzi photo. He's not that big, but the clothes they put him in that make him look big. It's weird. If he really wanted to be settled, he would have been by now. Yeah, they've been together for 4 years. If he wanted to settle down and have kids, he would have done it before now. With her, even. Timing's weird with Sebastian and Annabelle. He's booked and busy, like, why have a baby? That's why he's booked and busy. Because they're going to have a baby. So now he can be like, I'm busy, sorry. Most of the grown-up women have grown-up men they want. Yeah. Yeah. And rapid aging, so stress. Yeah, he's stressed. I think that is. He should look outside of Hollywood. Yeah, I could see him with like somebody in Hollywood, but not of Hollywood, like makeup artist, producer, somebody like that. But you know, his fans made a whole bunch of AI photos where he's touching her bump. Yeah, I don't know. They fixate on stuff like that. They think I fixate. They fixate on some interesting things. I don't know. With his background, it's hard for me to believe that Chris Evans could be settled down with Alba Baptista. So my theory on that, my theory on Chris Evans is, I think that, I mean, we're listening to the blind items here, right? I think he made his way around Hollywood. So most of the women in Hollywood were like, thanks, but no thanks. By the time he wanted to actually like have a family. So he had to kind of find a way around it a little bit, right? Because Elba is kind of in Hollywood, but she's still not that well known and she's much younger. So she doesn't know his background like the rest of Hollywood knows his background. So that's why I think he settled down with her. We're talking about Sebastian here, I think. He's been in other relationships and he's looked honestly happier. Well, you know. At least Sebastian's dating the same age as him, not like Chris Evans. Isn't the bar that low that that's how we have to look at it? Like, the bar is that low that that's the way we need to look at these things. Why is he always bald now? Madeline, if I don't message you, message me, and I'll say my opinion. Chris's Oscar suit was also too baggy. Chris looks like he lost some weight, which to me was kind of surprising because they had just done reshoots for Doomsday, I thought. But then again, Steve is not like in fighting shape. Well, no, Steve had the serum, so that wouldn't make sense. I don't know. You think he saw Chris Evans and Alba's situation and said, I want that, but does it poorly. I think they have like a I think that they have like a script that they follow because they're both kind of doing the same thing. It's just Chris Evans got the younger, more naive woman that he could kind of like talk into things. I'm trying to say this so people don't get mad. Whereas Sebastian doesn't have that. You saw a TikTok of a fan who had a wall of Sebastian and Annabelle Instagram pictures printed out. Yeah, she showed me that. It was fucking weird. Alba's not so innocent. She dated older men in Portugal. Is that it? Like, is that the one? I mean, Alba Baptista only needs to search his name up on the internet. Well, she wasn't in Hollywood is my point. Look at his fans. Look at Chris's fans. They don't believe he's into all that stuff, so she might not have believed it either. Alba is a mail order bride, sorry. We will get into the blind items soon. Don't worry. It's so sad that the bar is that low. It really, really is. You can't judge the fans. You had magazine cutouts of my faves on the wall as a teen. Well, we all had that, but these are grown adults, and they're having like pictures of them as a couple looking like they're like family photos. It's a little odd. I don't know. She dated her co-star from Portugal with a show she was in. Yeah, you saw a picture of a framed photo of the two of them on a nightstand. I don't know. You don't like Steve. How could he have left Bucky? I could go on for days about that. Steve would never. I don't know. If anybody watched Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus show, remember we found out Rhodey was a Skrull? I'm going to go with Steve was a Skrull. He would never do that. Our Steve would never do that. You like Amanda Seyfried. One of her pregnancies completely hidden. No publicity. She seems fairly unproblematic from what I can tell. Amanda Seyfried, I like her too. All the pics and home videos of Chris Evans and Alba Baptista look staged. Well, because I don't think they really knew each other. I don't think they knew each other a whole lot before they got married. As a mid-20s woman who does like older men, I still don't get them together, honestly. Money. Money and fame. She probably thought he was going to help her career. Maybe he even told her he would help her career, but, you know. Amanda lives in, like, rural PA, too. She stays out of the limelight when she's home. Amanda Seyfried lives in PA? Oh. Mega, we might have to, like, look for her at some point. I didn't know that. That's cool that she lives there. See, when celebrities do that, that's when you know that they're the ones that actually like their privacy. They kind of want to lay low. And when they don't live in Hollywood, they don't live in New York City, they just kind of do their thing. See, I didn't even know she lived there. Elva needs to have the babies first before he helps her. You're probably right, Carol. You're probably right. That's probably how they have everything worked out between the two of them. You think Chris Evans got with Elba to get baby? Yeah, probably. You think Annabelle Balls thought that about Sebastian and realized recently it's not true. What did I miss? That he would help her career? I think that's what you're getting at. That he would help her career. Why would he help her career? He doesn't even have much of one outside of Marvel, so probably just pissed a bunch of people off by that one too. But you think that's why he got with somebody so young? Women can have babies into their 40s though. So, I mean, obviously because Annabelle's pregnant. So I think he just he wanted a younger woman. Like, I think it really was that. I don't even think it necessarily had to do with a baby. He could have been with somebody in her 30s even. He picked a 20-something-year-old for a reason. He just wanted a 20-year-old. If you were Alba, you would rewrite the contract so no more babies until he helps the career. He has so much more money and fame than her. There's no way. Sebastian isn't that popular. His fans think he's more famous than he is. It's true. Healthy baby. Women can have healthy babies into their 40s. Women can technically have babies into their 50s too. So, and they're healthy because women's eggs don't drop in, what is it called? Women's eggs are the same throughout their whole entire lives. We're born with all of the eggs that we'll ever have in our lives, and they're the same quality. It's men's sperm that goes down, but you know. Below said his grandmother had a kid at 46, so not impossible at all. Yeah. At 40 sounds like a nightmare, though. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it myself. But there are people who do it. I know a couple people that I went to high school that are having babies now, and we're in our 40s. Yesterday was my birthday. I just turned 42. They're 42 having babies. I'm like, hey, more power to you. I'm gonna go hop on my pole, and then this summer I'm going to Vegas with my girlfriends, and I'm gonna have a good time. You have fun with those babies, though. Post photos of those babies. I want to see the baby, but I'm good. She has little to say in it, I'm afraid. Yeah, I feel like that too. Your mom was the last baby when your grandma had her at 46. Yeah. You think Chris Evans panicked and went with the first girl that came along? I think he sought her out. But like I said, I think he did that because she was semi-famous in a way that she had been in Hollywood, like not Hollywood, but you know what I mean? Like she was in Netflix, people kind of knew her name. So it was safe, but she wasn't famous enough and she wasn't in Hollywood enough to know all about him. A lot of women in Hollywood have babies later, especially with money for specialists. Yeah. You had your kid at 40, hard work, but it's worth it. Good for you. That's awesome. That's why I said, hey, do your thing. If you want to do that in your 40s, by all means, do it. I can't do it. But I know there's other people that can do it, have done it, will continue to do it. You do your thing. They hit 40 and start having midlife crisis. These men, yeah. And that's the funny thing. I think it's them more than women because they're the one, I think it's their biological clocks that are ticking faster than women's. They're like, oh no, I'm in my 40s. I better have kids now. She was naive and new to Hollywood at the time. She thought getting with Cap was a catch. Exactly. I think she really thought that. They also have nannies and stuff. Yep, Zesty, you're right. They have nannies to help take care of those babies when they're in their 40s. That's very helpful. If I had the money, I would have had nannies too. So your doc was telling you to use birth control into your late 40s. Said you'd be surprised how often accidents happen. Yeah. Isn't that suck that we still have to do that? My husband had the snip, so, and we've had it checked and we're good. So I don't have to be on any of that anymore, thank God. But it sucks that we have to do that into our 40s and 50s even. They probably gave him a list and he just shows off a face value. Well, I mean, you might be close. He didn't want someone who was more popular than him. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Annabelle and Sebastian with 2 rescue dogs and a baby. They're going to be getting a lot of help. Oh, yeah. Well, don't forget, his godmother is like a multi-millionaire as well. So I'm sure they will be getting a lot of help. And his mom will be excited to have a grandchild, too, I'm sure. It's also society pushing us to leave a mark on the world, which is BS. Yep, below, you're right. You're right. She didn't know Chris Evans fans were hell on earth. You're right, Purple. I don't think she knew that at all. And I feel really bad for her for having to deal with that because they're insane. Sebastian didn't even say my baby. He's checked out. He's checked out. So Sebastian doesn't want the baby. Well, he's checked out. The Marvel girlies who can't separate the character from the actor. Those fans are insane. Yeah, they just think that they're their characters. And we talked earlier about that. How it's understandable a little bit because RDJ is so close to Tony Stark in behavior, and Paul Rudd and Scott Lang and Hemsworth and Thor, and I'm sure there's other ones that are escaping my mind at the time. So it's easy, I guess, for them to think that because their personalities are so similar that that's how they are. But we know better. You disagree. Alba and her friends were on social all the time. They knew. About Chris? I just feel like if anybody actually knew about him, they wouldn't want to deal with him. And that's why the women in Hollywood were like, thanks, but no thanks. You feel like the PR team pushes the crazy fan narrative? No. They have insane fans. They really do. Chris Evans is not doing anything to protect her from them. He really needs to just come out and say something. The letter a fan published when Chris Evans started dating Alba is crazy. I didn't see that. Somebody wrote him a letter or just wrote a letter in general? Well, I don't think... Well, they didn't, I think, her friends. She leaked her own private video, so... You remember Dumois saying that Chris Evans' family weren't fond of the pairing. Probably not. You still don't get it. You've always been able to separate the actor from the role. A lot of people are. Okay, Purple, thank you. Yeah, send that to me. A lot of people are, but some people just aren't. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. All right, you guys. That was it for the blind items today. It's so funny you said that because I'm actually I'm going to head off now. Those are all for the blind items for today. We are up past 2020. Next time we'll do 2021. I should be able to do a live next week. We're getting into summer. It's going to be a little more difficult here and there, but I think we'll be okay the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to go. And I thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Mega, again, for helping. Thank you, Hawks Girl, because I know that she was helpful as well this week. I appreciate everything. And I will see you guys again next week. Thank you, guys.